Okay, let's go. So next up are these harmonic strings, and I've moved it to the part of the song where it's playing with the most other instruments. So this is what it sounds like. Those strings. Here's the whole section. There's like brass and there's short strings and there's cinematic toms and all of that stuff there. But what it might be, most likely what it's going to fight with are some long strings that are down here kind of doing the same thing. So maybe they're redundant. I don't know. Let's play them together. Ooh, I like them working together. So like it looks like these long strings are handling the load of the bottom end, while these are kind of like they're called harmonic strings, right? Those upper octaves, but it's still the same notes. It's adding a nice lushness to it. This is pretty good. Let me play it all together. Yeah, they're not competing, they're working together. But as you remember from our graphic for, the mixing cheat sheet, high strings are normally panned out right and left in that 3 to 5K range, and then long strings, these strings down here, are kind of mid to low strings, and I would consider them to be more of, that in that thick range. So these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan these right and left, remove all the low end, and then with these down here, I'm going to leave the low end because it's not really competing that much with the cinematic toms. I'm going to leave the low end, and I'm going to pan them out a little. Because they do kind of creep up into that. I'll probably notch out the EQ for the vocalist, pan them out a little, and then those harmonic strings I'm going to pan out pretty close to 70-75%, something like that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's start with the harmonic strings. So let's go to the mixer. Harmonic strings, here we go. All right, let's open up the EQ. First, I'm going to take out the bottom end and save that for those cinematic toms to come through clearly. All right. High pass. Steep 8. I'm going to go to 140 and see what that sounds like. So let me play it. Oh, let me solo it. Hold on. Here by itself. Yeah, no, that's fine. And I actually want this to have air and have plenty of room up here, because those other strings are handling the mid to low range. So I might actually even bring it up here. Yeah, let's do that. And that way it won't fight with the other strings. Okay, and then all we have to do is pan it out. So I'm just going to pan it. Not pan it, sorry. We're going to make it wider. Oh. Here we go. I'm like at about 70. There we go. Maybe a little more. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Now let's hear it with the long strings. Turn them up a little. Alright, let's do long strings next. So we can actually... I want to leave that low end. It's not fighting with those cinematic toms very much. I'm going to cut off the high end a little bit, and I'm going to notch it out for the singer. So, steep 8. I always pick the wrong one. Low pass. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's good. So around the 2K range. Just going to do that. I'm going to narrow it a bit. Go. I'm going to bring that down a little bit. There we go. Alright, let's play them both together. Nice. You can hear each instrument clearly. Like they sound like two separate instruments, but they're working together. The harmonic strings are handling the high range and panned right and left. Those are a little more centered. Let's go ahead and I do want to widen it out just a little bit, but not much. Basically, the general like rule of thumb is, or the golden rule is, the higher you're going in frequency, the more you want to pan it out. Is one great way to think about it. It's kind of simplified. It's a simplified version, but let's listen. When I widened it out, it took some of its integrity away. So, here, let me take this off. Let's just listen to it. This is bypassed without it widened. And I'm going to click the wide button. I don't like what that did. I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'm just going to delete that. I'm not going to pan it out. I think it sounds good the way it is. There's room for the singer. I want to keep the integrity of the instrument. So I think we are good on our bed of strings. So let's move on. Hey, what's going on? I hope you've enjoyed this training. This training is just part of a larger course, so if you want to take the whole course, just go to this playlist right here. Also, if you subscribe to my channel, you're going to get a lot of information on how to get your music into TV and film. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, all of those things. Let's go.